Good morning, everyone. Chanel here from Razor Marketing, and we are live this morning for our Marketing Mondays video. So we'll just give it a second, make sure everything's up and running. Looks like we are all good and live here. This morning I'm going to be talking to you about a couple of ways that you can utilize your social media account to learn a little bit more about your competitors. Now, of course, we're not talking about copying them or anything that goes against any form of morals. However, we're just talking about pieces of information that you can gather from your competitors that's going to make it easier for you to improve what you're doing and also find other things within the marketplace that could be of value to you. So I've got a page up here. This is a page that's not really actually functioning anymore. However, it used to be fairly active, so we've got some insights and tools in here that we can have a look at and work through. So the first thing we're going to look at, and just to show you how to get in here, so when you're on your home page, you can jump across here into your insights. Okay, it's just loading up there. Now, in future videos with Marketing Mondays, we are going to be going further into the Insights tool because there's some fantastic pieces of information in here that's going to be really valuable for you to use. But for the purpose of today's example, we're just going to scroll down a little further on our overview page here. And there's a little section down here called Pages to Watch. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this page here isn't actually active at the moment, because the business is no longer functioning. So we haven't actually gone and added anything in here, but we're going to use it as a great example for how you can add in some pages to watch. Now, these could be pages that are direct competitors, so people you're sort of on level with at the moment in your marketplace, but it could also be pages that you aspire to, so they could be potentially further ahead than you at the moment as far as how big their brand is. And it's very easy to pop in here and just add a page. So for this one, as you can see, it's an equestrian based business. So I'm just going to jump in here, and for a sample's sake, I'm going to add in one of our sponsored riders. I'm sure she won't mind me borrowing her page here. She does a fantastic job with social media. It's a super page that Brea's got here. So that shows you just how easy it is to find a page that you can add in and add it to your pages to watch. Now, you can add essentially any page, but obviously it's important that it's actually relevant to you so that the data coming through from that page is going to be something that you need the information of. So if this was an equestrian-based store, for example, there is no point in me going to add something relating to surfing or rugby because those pages aren't even in my niche or within my industry. Same with if we were doing this for Razor, being a marketing company, it's not necessarily going to be of value for us to be following someone that sells jewelry, for example. So make sure that any of the pages in here you're adding are ones that are going to add value to you based on the information. Now we can add more pages in here, and you can also see if it's someone that you choose to no longer have as your page watching, you can just exit them off here, easy as that. So I'm just going to jump in and quickly add that back in again so we can watch page and pop out here. And so it's going to rank these pages that you're watching, and obviously we've only just popped the one in here just for a sample's sake, but it's going to show you the total page likes so you can see where you're tracking there, post this week, and engagement. And as we said, this Beaumont page is inactive at the moment, so there's nothing really happening there, but we can see there's good engagement happening on Brea's page. So that's one piece of tool that you can use with insights to help follow what your competitors are doing and see how you're tracking against them. Another one we're going to jump into here is called Page Transparency. So we're going to actually go across into this page here. And this is on every page. So you just scroll down any page that is like obviously is a Facebook page. It's not on personal accounts, it's business pages. there's this page transparency piece down here. So you just need to scroll down, it's on every business page, and click see all. So this just gives you an overview of who the admins are and who the organisation is that manages this page, and also the locations of the managers. And the most important piece, if you're actually having a nosy around as far as your competition goes or your aspirations go for businesses that you're following, is to go to your ad library in here. So in the ad library, it's going to tell us what ads are running with this page. There are some filters you can set, so languages, all platforms, because of course Facebook and Instagram operate as one, it's going to be tracking both sides and also messenger ads. So you can break this down if you want by media type, and obviously country as well. So if we look up here, we could look at it based on different countries. But for the most part, we're just going to be looking at things within our own country and within our own region. So you shouldn't have to go through and select those filters. Okay, so this is going to show us what ads are currently running for Glassons in New Zealand. And what's interesting is some of the testing that they're doing and some of the ad sets. So this one, for example, similar but with different call to actions or different key pieces of the ad has been changed. So it gives you a fantastic overview of what that company is doing with their advertising. And obviously Glassons is a large corporation, so it's completely to be expected that they are running ads, and they're running quite a lot of ads. This one here is the warehouse, and again you can see what they're up to. They've started early Black Friday Black Friday deals. So it just gives you a heads up. So if you were competing with the warehouse, for example, you're going to know that they are running ads around early Black Friday. So if you feel that it's necessary for your business to get in there and get cracking with some early Black Friday deals, you'll know what they're up to, and you can make an educated decision onto whether you want to run ads as well. And this is for Tank Juice Bar. Same thing. So they're not running quite so many ads, but we can see just a great little summary. Every time we jump into this section, we can see when the page was created, whether the page name had changed at all, and also where that page is managed by. But as I've said, the most important part is having a look at the ads and knowing kind of what's happening within your competitors. Now you will have some companies that may not be running ads. So if we just have a look at our local supermarket here, New World, they've got a fantastic Facebook page as well here, and we're going to scroll down into page transparency again, and it says down here, you can see that this page is not currently running ads. And if we jump into the ad library, we're going to still see those key little pieces of information up here, but currently there are no ads to match that search criteria. So hopefully you can see there, by jumping into these different pieces, that you can gain some really interesting information about what your competitors or businesses that you aspire to be like, what they are doing. And this is something that's free for everyone to access. It's all accessible through your Facebook account. You just need to invest a little bit of time. So take a few moments, and it could be something that you do perhaps every month or every few weeks. It depends on how much things are changing within your industry. But knowing what's happening, especially with key times, so this time of year for retail, we're coming up to a huge shopping time. We've got obviously Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which is becoming much bigger in New Zealand than it used to be. And then we've got the lead up to Christmas, which obviously involves a lot of shopping and spending, and the Boxing Day sales and things like that. So having a bit of a heads up on what your competitors are doing, what ads they've got active. It's important to make sure that if we look on here that they are active ads, and we can see what they're running. And I think you'll find a lot of your competitors might be doing this themselves, so you don't want to miss out on that advantage. As we know, it's the information that we've got that gives us the power, so we don't want to waste any potential information that could help us gain a competitive edge. So what I'd really encourage you to do is just sit down, if you haven't done any of this before, sit down and think about who some of your key competitors are, or businesses that are very, very successful in your industry that you would like to be similar to, or that you're inspiring to be like. Note those down. Maybe sort of stick to 5 to 7. You probably don't want too many, especially initially, so that you can actually gather some of this data and set what some of those KPIs might be, so those key performance indicators that you want to follow from those competitors. And then spend a little bit of time. Obviously you can jump into their social media accounts and have a look around, which is very sensible to do. Have a look at what content they're posting, because you can learn a lot from what your competitors are doing, and that could be based on what they're doing really well, or where potentially there's mistakes being made or gaps in the market that you could pick up on those opportunities. So having that information is going to give you a lot of power. And then you've got the ability to go into your insights and start watching some of those key pages and gathering some of that data together as well. And then also jumping in through page transparency into that ad library and having a look at what's happening in there, what they've got going on. Because again, this is going to give you that next insight into what that company is doing with their social media advertising. So set a goal for the week, take a little bit of time, jump in, have a look around, get comfortable with some of these new aspects of the Social Media Insights tool. If you haven't had a chance to have a look at any of this yet, make sure you note down some of those competitors or aspirational businesses and brands, have a look at what they're doing and see what you can do to improve on your own social media for the coming week. So we will see you next week again for Marketing Monday. We will have a different presenter presenting on a different topic. We look forward to seeing you all then.